this video. My name is Alina, and in this lesson you will learn how to politely make a request and ask for permission. When making requests, you might say, "Would you close the door?" or "Would you mind closing the door?" In this situation, the speaker wants you to do something for him or her. When asking permission to do something, you might say, "May I borrow a pencil?" or "Would you mind if I go home early?" In these situations, the speaker wants to do something but is asking you to say okay or not. Let's look at some other forms that are also making requests from you. For example, "Will you tell me your name? Could you spell that for me?" When making requests, you can use would you, will you, could you, can you, do you think you could? And then we add the main verb in the simple form, which means it doesn't have s or es, ed or ing on the end. Then add the object with a question mark at the end so that how to make a polite request. Here are another examples. Would you close the door? Will you tell me your name? Could you pass me the sugar? Can you spell that for me? In these examples, the verbs are in the simple form: close, tell, pass, and spell. Note that the verbs do not end with s, ed, or ing. Then we need the object that gets the action of the verb and the question mark. The most polite question forms use will be, would you, and will you. This is how you might request something from a stranger, boss, or teacher. The less polite form use could you and can you. These forms you would use with friends and family. Let's look at possible answers to this kind of polite requests. If someone asks you, can you, could you, do you think you could, and etc. If you say yes to a request, you could answer by yes, sure, yes, of course, that's fine, certainly. If you say no to a request, follow it with I'm sorry, or even better, give a reason for your refusal like, well, I'm afraid of, well, the problem that, sorry, but. Another way to make a request is using would you mind followed by the main verb in the present participle, which is made by adding ing to the end of the verb, and then the object of the verb and then the question mark. Would you mind? Do you mind? And the possible answers are, of course not, no, not at all. Would you mind and do you mind means is it a problem for you? So polite answer is no. For example, do you mind getting some bread on your way home? No, not at all. Now, let's look again at the polite way for asking permission. When politely asking for permission, we use these forms may I, could I, can I, with the main verb in the simple form again, followed by the object and the question mark. Here are another examples. May I borrow a book? Could I have some tea? Can I open the window? In this example, the verbs in the simple form are borrow, have, and open. Notice that the verbs do not end in s, ed, or ing. Then we have the object, what gets the action of the verb, and the question mark. The most polite question form are may I and could I. The less polite form is can I. Let's look at the possible answer to this kind of politely asking for permission. If you ask, may I, could possibly, can I, do you think I could? Yes, and if no. Another way we could ask for permission is by using would you mind if, followed by the main verb in the simple past form, either with ed ending or irregular past form, followed by the object and the question mark. Would you mind if I went home early? Would you mind if I made a call? Would you mind if I borrowed your phone? Would you mind if I turned off the light? On this question, you might get a response such as not at all, no, of course not, sorry, but. Here's a special note about answering would you mind questions. The answer often confuses the English learners, but remember would you mind means does it bother you or annoy you? So if you answer positively, your answer means no, it doesn't bother me. But if you answer negatively, it means yes, it bothers me. In this lesson, you learned how to politely making requests, asking for permission. Thank you for watching.